Here's a video, Orrin Hatch, talking to some protesters, of course, who were in the hallway there. And I just want to get y'all thoughts on this.
Talk to us and exchange it with us. Don't you wave your hand at me. I wave my hand at you.
When you grow up, I'll be glad.
When I grow up, how dare you talk to women that way? How dare you that first? How dare you? How dare you? That's right. You just whistle it out.
Ma'am, you gotta hold the door, ma'am. You're gonna get arrested. Senator, do you believe women?
So you had comments. So yeah, Orrin Hatch, you said, when you grow up, I'll talk to you. And then again, you also saw Senator Grassley again really angry and upset.
And I don't think that that the president said in regards to him mimicking Ford. I don't condone when Senator Cruz and when Sandra Huckabee, when they were harassed out of the restaurant with their families or whatever. But it's on both sides. And
really?
so that
the people who harassed people at the restaurant are voting for a Supreme Court justice?
the people that harass the people are voting for whomever.
No, I'm saying, I think what Hatch did was beautiful. I really enjoyed that, because what we're testing now.
And the people that were in his hallway and waving their fingers at him.
Actually, he was in their hallway. At least that way I understand the federal government.
Yeah.
But you know, it's okay. But I'm saying I'm enjoying this in one way.
Okay.
We're about to test the foundations of American democracy. These elite white male supremacists don't care. They don't care American the proposition of whether or not the ideas are real. They're going to break this thing, and then we're going to have to build it again.
White male privilege, dismissive of them.
No question.
Of course, they were expressing their First Amendment, and were they waving their finger at him, of course, but there was security between them. And then he says, when you grow up, he's going to dictate to them how they protest and how they exercise their First Amendment. And then he's in the elevator with security in front of him, and he waves at them like they're children.
So here's the question.
Because that's what he thinks about them.
Here's the question, very simple. Right. So obviously, you got a midterm election coming up 34 days before we go to the polls. Republicans are trying to hold on to a number of their seats, also trying to pick up several of the Democratic seats. Which side do you think benefits greatly from this Brett Kavanaugh hearing? Do you believe that it is going to inspire more conservatives to come out and vote, or do you believe the polling numbers which are showing that the Republicans are losing women, especially white women, now down 18 points? Will that number go?
I think the numbers for women are going to skyrocket and be off the chain. And I think whatever state we're in, that the women are going to have their presence felt. Remember, this is the year of the women 2.0, and I think the Kavanaugh issue, whether he's in or out, motivates them. On the Republican side, I think if he gets in, they're going to be less motivated because they will have conservative control of the court.
They got exactly what they wanted.
They got exactly what they wanted.
I think that I think people are going to vote for and vote on their values. I think that with the election coming up, people are going to stand by what they believe, whether he gets in or whether he does not get in. And I think that...
But turnout, it means everything. And I think that's what this question is about.
Turnout, it does mean everything. You're absolutely right. And I think that more people, I have two 16-year-olds and a 19-year-old who are really getting into politics. And I think that people are paying attention, people are listening, and be adults about it, and together and be respectful of each other, I think we'll get to exactly where we want to go.
Well, the respectful would have been great if they actually gave President Obama an actual hearing with Supreme Court nominee.
No.
They could have voted him down.
But
one second.
You're absolutely right. They could have. They could have voted him down. And so what the Republicans did, as a conservative, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was right, because it wasn't right. They could have voted, and they didn't vote. They should have voted. They should have given them an opportunity to vote. Absolutely. But what the Democrats are doing right now, it's okay to run a man's name through the mud with no evidence.
Well, I mean,
that's
no.
okay.
Well,
oh, sure.
Who ran his name through the mud? Let's not even.
The Democrats did.
Greg.
Let's not even entertain that false. Let's not even entertain that false equivalence.
Well, it is.
Greg, first thing is, most people are not going to vote. Period.
What are you talking about?
No. Well,
yeah, first of all, if you look at the numbers, you have more than the majority of Americans who will not vote. But of the people who are going to vote,
and that's the question.
Right. You mean I do believe, I think you're going to see extreme turnout on the Democratic side. And again, the issue is going to be, well, first of all, we're going to see, you go to my, Henry, go to my iPad, you'll see this is from the New York Times story today showing who voted in 2016.
Wow.
Black women, 94% for, first of all, I had a Republican official who told me black women hate Republicans more than any other group in America.
No question.
This poll shows that black women, 94% for Clinton, black men, 82% for Clinton. Hispanic women were next at 68%, Hispanic men, 63%, white women, 43% for Clinton, 52% for Donald Trump. White men, 62-31 for Donald Trump, and others, 61-31. The key is going to be an increase in the district. But what is going to happen with white women? First of all, white men are probably going to be the same numbers for Republicans over Democrats.
That's right.
But what happens with white women? Will you see them energize and turn out? That's going to be the question. Final comment before I go to the next story.
Very quickly, the white women, that number is going to decrease, but if we're only white people voting, the Republicans are safe. It's going to be about turnout, and the local elections are going to mean a whole lot more. The Republicans are probably going to lose the House. The Senate is up for grabs. Beto O'Rourke looks like he might be up in Texas, but Stacey Abrams is fighting a guy who every commercial he has got a gun across his lap. White supremacy is going to be tested in this election, and the way it's looking, I think it's a toss-up. Really.
All right. So